bounds. They get called for the 5-second violation. First quarter, just over a minute played.
I've always loved watching Al Horford play basketball, even going back to his days at Florida. He's an underrated shooter from mid-range, and over the last few seasons, he's actually developed into one of the best players in the league from that distance.
Smith. Back to Horford. The feed now to T. Fires from deep. No good. And the Bobcats going the other way now. Last game matched up with the Clippers. A tough loss there.
Their shot selection in that loss stood out to me, guys. Too much one-on-one play, not enough ball movement.
It certainly was not an example of team basketball, Steve. I mean, there's no question about that.
And for Horford, a nice skill set offensively. He can shoot and pass and certainly handle the ball.
Yeah, he's not a natural post scorer. In other words, a guy who's comfortable with his back to the basket. But he finishes well around the rim, and he's just a guy with really good basketball skills for his size and brings tremendous toughness and competitive spirit to his position as well.
Walker the pass to Haywood. Henderson kicks to Adrian. Walker lets it go from 14. That's good.
That jump shot's like a layup for him when the defense backs off like that.
Let's catch up with Doris from the sideline.
Well, Kevin, Larry Drew gave me a few minutes to catch up with him. He said we've been playing some of our best basketball on offense of late and continued not a lot of mistakes, guys going to where they should be, setting good solid screens. Really, I can't ask for much more from them on the offensive end. Obviously, something he hopes can keep going here.
Thank you, Doris. And their ability to generate good, high-percentage shots a key here, guys.
And what that means for them is they need good ball movement, crisp passing, and good spacing. They've got to execute offensively.
Well, those are all the ingredients in creating high-quality shots, Steve, and that's exactly what they need to try to do. You know, the Bobcats seem to have had some momentum in 2010 when the franchise made its lone playoff appearance, but they seem to have sputtered out after that and now are clearly in full rebuild mode.
And the pass to Kid Gilchrist. From beyond the arc. Rebound by the Hawks. They put up a nice win against Utah last time out.
And, Kevin, what I liked most about that win was their offensive creativity. They had a really varied approach to the game, and it worked well.
And they sure did shoot the ball well, too, Steve, and that never hurts.
He was not to be denied that time, guys. Fought his way to the glass and came up with the points.
Teague against Walker. And that one's good. Walker's got 6 points. Back to the last and only playoff showing for the Bobcats. They did seem to be a team on the rise that year, but unfortunately, Steve, they just couldn't keep it going.
Well, they couldn't keep the talent together. Remember, they had Tyson Chandler, they had Jared Wallace. They had guys who were pretty highly paid, and they decided to cut back on expenses and kind of retool with some future draft picks. And unfortunately, that's a long process sometimes.
They get the rebound. And so he draws the foul on the shot. A trip to the line to shoot two.
Well, Kevin, in the NBA, you've got lots of shooters, but only so many shot creators, and he's one of them.
Yeah, you love to have a guy like him with the ball shot clock running down and just let him go to work. He is a shot manufacturer late in the game.
Looking at who's out there now for the Bobcats. Byron Mullins is checked in for Haywood. And Tyrus Thomas subbed in for Jeff Adrian. And the Hawks will go for a different look here. Anthony Tolliver. He's checked in for Julian. Ivan Johnson comes in for Al Horford. Jenkins, he's checked in for Kyle Korver. And Devin Harris is subbed in for Jeff Teague. Yambo, he's checked in for the Bobcats. John Jenkins gets the bucket.
Well, you have to play him tough. He's just too good.
Bobcats trail by 4. Walker with it. Devin Harris covering. Kicks to Kid Gilchrist. Now here's Jenkins. Guarded by Walker. Shots good by Jenkins.
You know, they've been doing an excellent job, Kevin, on the offensive boards here, keeping the ball alive and then converting those second chances when they get them.
The Bobcats have gone 50% from the field to this point, 4 of 8. Here's Walker. The shot from the low post is good. Walker's got 10 points in the game.
Great move to get to the bucket and lay that one in. He's got the softest touch around the basket. Impressive.
And Jenkins kicks to Johnson. Smith sets the pick for Johnson. Shoots over Kid Gilchrist. And they will call over the back on the play.
Yeah, that was kind of clumsy looking. He's not going to get away with that.
He climbed all over him like he was on the ladder. I mean, that's an easy over-the-back call there.
That one is off. Jeff Teague, he's checked in for Josh Smith. And the second free throw, good. We've got 33 seconds left in the first. Johnson outside. Tries to save it. And here's Henderson. He had a 24-point outing in their last game against the Clippers. He dishes it to Mullins. Clock at 6. Over Johnson. Again, the miss by the Bobcats. It could go, and that's not going to go. And so, both teams trading buckets as we end the first quarter. Hawks
13. The Hawks 16.
Up to this point, a closely contested game as we start the second quarter. And for the Hawks, guys, what stands out to you stats-wise?
And the key has been the second chance points. You look at this team, the hustle that they play with, very impressive in that first quarter.
Well, it's showing up on the scoreboard. I mean, you get second chance points like that, it can add to your totals and also demoralize your opponent.
And now let's check out the lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Here's the second quarter of play. On the court right now for the Bobcats. On the perimeter, it's Henderson and Kid Gilchrist. Jeff Adrian is out there with Byron Mullins. And it's Walker in at the point.
And it seems like Atlanta is one of those teams, guys, that's just good enough to be in the playoffs year after year, but not really great enough to contend for a championship. And it's a tough spot to be in the NBA. But if you don't have a superstar player, which Atlanta doesn't, it's just tough to get over the hump.
Here's Harris. And out of bounds as the Bobcats gain possession.
Kevin, let's look at where the Hawks stand in the NBA rankings right now. Second in assists, fourth in three-point field goal percentage. And they are in the top 10 in field goal percentage. This is a team that shows excellent discipline at the offensive end.
Yeah, and Clark, let's go back to the assists for a second. I mean, this is what makes this team good, I think, right now. They're sharing the ball. They're getting great ball movement and spacing, and they've become so efficient offensively that they've become a nightmare to guard.
Well, if you're Atlanta, do you perhaps consider trying, Steve and Clark, to make a move for a superstar player or get over the hump? Or how do you think it's going to play out, Clark? I'll start with you. How do you think this thing's going to go in Atlanta?
Well, Kevin, when you're trying to put the puzzle pieces together, you always have to consider making a move for an elite-level talent. But when you look at the Hawks, they've got enough good.
Oh, are you kidding me?
That was a power punch right there.
Oh, great.
Now we're cooking with gas, partner. My goodness.
Yeah, a breathtaking display of aerial supremacy, no doubt.
It's almost unfair, guys. I mean, when you can get up that high, that's crazy.
Shot's good by Walker.
That's 4 of their last 5 buckets now coming in the paint area.
They're in attack mode right now, barreling in there with bad man intentions.
Pachulia dishes to Smith. Baseline J. No luck.
Well, you know what? You really expect him to knock that jumper down when he gets a good look like that.
Josh Smith, guys, playing in his hometown of Atlanta. But what's interesting is that there have been rumors over the last few seasons that he wouldn't mind playing elsewhere. And I think sometimes it's difficult playing in your own backyard. A lot of pressure, a lot of people around you who need things. Sometimes you leave your hometown, it's easier to focus on the task at hand.
And the shot is good.
Offense timeout call.
Smith's got 6.
if he gets a glimpse of an opening, he's going to take it right to the rim.
And now the first timeout called here for the Bobcats. And it's interesting for Smith. Certainly a winning situation with the Hawks, so a lot to like in Atlanta.
You know what? I think he sometimes felt as though he was the scapegoat when things haven't gone well for the Hawks. He was kind of singled out being young and a little inconsistent early in his career. I can understand that, but that may have fed into his dissatisfaction as well.
And the Bobcats making a change here. Henderson's checked in. Then for the Hawks, Ivan Johnson comes in for Zaza Pachulia. And it's Teague in for Jenkins. Bobcats trail by 3. Henderson kicks to Walker. To the paint. Here's Kid Gilchrist. The shot's good on the assist by Walker. Kid Gilchrist has got his first 2 points of the night.
And you look at Hawks coach Larry Drew, considered a player's coach. He spent 10 seasons as a player himself at the point guard position, playing for 5 different teams. So he's been in the NBA for a long time.
Second chance shot, and Horford finishes inside.
And what I like watching, Kevin, with this guy is his ability to just chase down rebounds. I mean, he plays so hard, hustles from the opening tip till the final buzzer. And it really shows with his work on the offensive glass.
No question about it. I mean, when you talk about bruisers, that's his game. I mean, he's put that time in the weight room, and guess what? Now he's putting that strength and muscle to use.
Here's Smith. Blanketed by the D, he fights to the rim for the layup. Smith's got 6 here in this quarter.
Well, not only does he excel at getting those offensive rebounds, but he's really good getting putbacks and layups off of those boards.
The Hawks shooting their first free throw of the night.
And this year they haven't quite been able to maintain the free throw percentage they had last season.
Here's what Atlanta's going with right now. Anthony Tolliver. He's checked in for Horford. Horford comes in for Ivan Johnson. And it's Jenkins in for Devin Harris. Passes to Walker. Left side Walker. Offensive rebound. Henderson passes to Adrian. There's 1:26 left to play here in the half. Biyombo. That one goes. Count it. Biyombo's got his second basket of the night.
And the Bobcats really decided to focus more on the analytical side of advanced scouting. And we'll see if that has an effect on Charlotte's success here in the next couple of seasons.
Jacks up a 3. And John Jenkins, the bucket on the assist by Tolliver. That's now 8 points tonight for John Jenkins. Walker dishes to Kid Gilchrist. Adrian kicks to Henderson. So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there. Steve, you look at the front office of the Bobcats. Clark, you know, that analytical scouting is something now off the Moneyball baseball idea is kind of catching some steam, it seems like, in the NBA. And down the road for teams like Charlotte, you know, it, I think, could pay off for them.
Well, it's got a chance, but you've got to combine the sabermetrics with some real good, astute evaluation of players and establishing a culture for how you want to play and then plugging players into that culture, character, plus ability. So the Bobcats are going to have to look at it from all angles in a 360-degree format to get this thing turned around.
The Bobcats making a change here. Gordon's checked in. Left side, Gordon. Dishes it to Mullins.
Defensive foul.
The Bobcats have gone 4 of 6 so far from the line, missing a couple.
Yeah, they've just been an ordinary team in terms of free throw shooting this year, guys, about 75%.
And the Bobcats making a change here. And he sinks the second. There's 18 seconds left in the first half. Harris passes to Pachulia. Horford. He kicks to Korver. Over Gordon. Korver, no luck. He got it up. Got it off in time, but it's no good. And the first half ends in a close one.
25. The Hawks. 28.
We have a close ball game on our hands as we get set for the second half of basketball. What a game we're seeing from Kemba Walker.
The way he's moved through the defense so far through 2 quarters, it's like everybody but him is in slow motion.
Well, he's just that quick going to the basket, Steve. I mean, the help defense just isn't getting there in time, and he's been able to finish.
On the court for Atlanta, Josh Smith and Al Horford at the 3 and 4. Teague out there, Kyle Korver. And it's Pachulia in at the 5, roaming the paint.
Boy, they are really getting chewed up inside here. I mean, that's 8 of the last 10 points they've given up inside, in the paint.
Yeah, and the paint should be sacred ground for a defense. I mean, you can't let anybody just trot in there and get an easy bucket.
Since moving to Atlanta in 1968 from St. Louis, the Hawks have been a steady presence in the postseason, Kevin. Still, that penultimate goal of an NBA title has eluded them.
Clark, they've been looking out of sync offensively.
You know what? A basket here would do a lot for their confidence.
Haywood dishes to Walker. Horford with the block. Fast break, the Hawks. Gives him the lead pass. And it's Smith missing. Foul.
Hey, the defense was right there just waiting. Doing a nice job of anticipating that play.
Steve, every team needs tough interior defense to be successful.
With the Hawks in their playoff history, they've always seemed to be the good team that just was overpowered, it seems, Steve, in the end.
Yeah, they've never had that transcendent player. You know, the closest guy they had to that was probably Dominique Wilkins, but he was playing in the era when Bird and Magic and Jordan were dominating the league. So it's just been one of those things for Atlanta. They just haven't been able to get over that hump. They've been good, they just haven't been great.
The Bobcats have gone 2 of 4 to start the second half. And Walker kicks to Henderson. Pass to Kid Gilchrist. Up top, Henderson. Shot clock at 6. Over Pachulia. The second chance points on the tip-in. And the Bobcats lead by 1.
And that's a really deft touch right there, guys.
And he just guided that ball back up and in. Just a fingertip touch on the ball.
Really well done.
Yeah, you don't need to catch it and gather and try to go back up if you've got that type of angle. He really took advantage. It seems like they're living off these second chance opportunities.
Yeah, they'd probably prefer to just make the initial shot. But if they keep getting these offensive rebounds, I don't think they're going to worry about it too much as long as they get the points. Well, Zaza Pachulia really epitomized what a banger looks like. I mean, physical, aggressive, looking for contact at all times at both ends of the floor. He brings a toughness to your front court rotation whenever he's between the lines.
Here's Tolliver, and a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here. Going back to Pachulia, Steve, a rough and tumble game.
Yeah, he can't always finish over the top, but he's a guy you love to have on your team as a coach because he initiates contact. He'll score off of offensive rebounds and putbacks, and he's a guy who's never afraid to mix it up inside.
Jenkins, he's checked in for the Hawks. Harris comes in for Jeff Teague. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Devin Harris. That is his first foul of the game. And the Hawks making a change here. Korver's checked in. Kid Gilchrist with it, averaging 9 points per contest. He feeds it to Henderson. Picked by Haywood. Shoots over Jenkins. They get it back. A second chance effort. And that one's good. Haywood's got 6 here in this quarter.
Oh, a nice little trend developing here, fellas. I mean, that's 8 of their last 10 from inside the paint.
Yeah, they're getting high percentage looks down there. Their offense is really clicking. I don't see why they wouldn't just continue to pound the ball inside.
And it's going to be out of bounds. The Hawks will retain possession. Hell, defense is a big part of these players' games as the top shot blockers among small forwards this season. In the third spot, Michael Kid Gilchrist.
And that's a group of perhaps the most well-rounded defenders in the league. Solid on the perimeter with the ability to block shots on the inside.
And that's the ideal makeup of a wing defender. The perimeter defense is really a requirement. I mean, you've got to be able to do that, but If you can also block shots like these guys can, you become even more valuable.
Walker against Harris. Snatched up. Moves back up. Haywood, no good. The Hawks leading. Last time they came together was in...
Watch out! Oh, what throw down there. Man. Guys, I'm going to need just a second to get myself together here.
Leaves you speechless, doesn't it, Clark? Huh? Wow.
Man, I don't blame you, Clark. That dunk was unbelievable.
Charlotte calls timeout.
You know, Atlanta's an interesting sports town, guys. It's kind of a transient town. A lot of people who have moved, you know, maybe from New York or Chicago. So you don't have the passionate fan base down there that you might expect. And that's hurt them, I think, over the years. They haven't had the same gate receipts as some of the other big market teams. And that's been tougher to deal with.
Byron Mullins is checked in for the Bobcats. Thomas comes in for Jeff Adrian. Al Horford, he's checked in for Atlanta. Teague comes in for Devin Harris. Here's Kid Gilchrist. Atlanta with the rebound. Horford's got his 5th rebound right now in the game. And it's not just the Hawks, but with all Atlanta teams, Falcons and Braves, they have a hard time selling games out there when it isn't Clark a playoff situation.
And it's really unfortunate, Kevin, for the Hawks, as they've become one of the tougher and more consistent teams in the East over the last half decade or so. I mean, they played some really good basketball down in Atlanta. You would think the fans would appreciate that.
Well, Kyle Korver is going to do one thing better than just about anybody in the league, and that's shoot the three-point ball. I mean, he's got unlimited range, beautiful stroke, and you have to respect his range as a defense.
He just makes it look so easy, too, when he shoots. He'll be almost statuesque, but each and every time he fires from deep, he hits it. And Jenkins kicks to Teague. And it's out of bounds. The Bobcats will take it the other way.
And now we'll check out the numbers Jeff Teague has been putting up. 8th in free throw percentage. And, of course, passing, such a big part of his game. One of the top 15 leading assist men in the NBA.
Steve, you mentioned his top 10 free throw percentage. I mean, it's really a strong part of his game. And he's the kind of guy that if you're defending him, you don't want to foul him. Make him earn him from the field. Don't send him to the line.
That's exactly what they had in mind on that possession.
Korver. Ball's knocked loose. Walker against Teague. Horford high post. That's good, and so Teague with the assist. And the Hawks lead by 6.
Now they've got to offer more resistance inside. Just too many easy buckets in the paint.
Yeah, Steve, and that's the top priority for any defense. You got to protect the paint.
Something has to change, guys. That's 10 straight points coming in the paint against this team.
Well, they got to collapse in there, and everybody's got to be conscious of it. It's a team effort in protecting the paint. Control the ball, and then everybody's got to get in there and keep the defense locked down.
Just 1 second between the shot clock and game clock. Thomas kicks to Kid Gilchrist. Backing down.
Defensive foul.
And he's got his first free throw of the game.
Yeah, guys, I mean, he's been a very steady hand for them when it comes to his free throw shooting.
Free throw drops for Kid Gilchrist.
They're a poor free throw shooting team, and they've been true to form so far.
And Kid Gilchrist drops them both. Now here is Harris. He's covered closely. Again, the Hawks score.
Devin Harris.
Now Walker. He's got 14. And stolen by Jeff Teague. Good if it goes. No good on that last second attempt there. And we've watched 3 so far.
Your Bobcats, 39. The Hawks, 46.
The Hawks leading by 7. Kemba Walker and Gerald Henderson in the backcourt. Haywood is out there with Jeff Adrian. And it's Kid Gilchrist in at the 3. That's the Bobcats 5. Walker with it. Devin Harris covering. Walker against Johnson. Takes the 13-footer. Walker's shot is off.
Oh, they're now +5 in the rebound category, really controlling the glass.
And rebounding is one of those watch out!
Wow, that was unbelievable.
Look at that.
How about that?
Look at that.
Curtains, we can shut it down now. Because that one, we won't see anything better than that fella.
Oh, come on, Clark. Maybe he'll do it again.
No, he won't top that effort. No
Hey,
way.
I wouldn't put it past him, Clark. This guy's a crowd pleaser.
Clock at 4. Charlotte needs to get a shot. The offensive rebound. Kid Gilchrist, the pass to Walker. Kid Gilchrist dishes to Henderson. And once again, off the mark by Charlotte.
You know, I get the feeling he's pressing here a bit. There's a fine line between being intense and focused and being aggressive and pressing. And right now, he's pressing and hasn't found his rhythm in this game.
And the Bobcats call time here.
Well, the Bobcats trying to model themselves after the Oklahoma City Thunder and the way the Thunder rebuilt their franchise after the move from Seattle.
Byron Mullins is checked in for Jeff Adrian. Atlanta also making some changes here. Al Horford, he's checked in for Ivan Johnson. And it's Korver in for Devin Harris. All right, let's go over to the sideline with Doris Burke.
Hey, Kevin, during that last break, I heard Mike Dunlap as he addressed his team. He got after them and told them to turn up the intensity, saying, we've put ourselves in the corner, and now we've got to fight our way out. Show me what you have. Let's see if we've got what it takes, guys.
Thanks again, Doris. Horford kicks to T. Back to Horford. Stolen by Walker.
You know, that was all about anticipation. Just reading that play beautifully and coming away with the steal.
That's good. Going back to the Charlotte Bobcats with the high pick they had in the draft, that's a big step, but they're going to try to follow the Thunder's model because the Thunder, as you know, Clark, they've had incredible success with top 5 picks. Durant, Westbrook, Parker. I mean, they've hit on all of them. They've been incredibly successful. The Bobcats hopefully will follow from their point of view in that same way.
Home runs across the board, Kevin. You're right. It'll take some time for Charlotte to get to that level, but hopefully they will be able to.
Now here's T. Henderson defending. And Smith backing in. And he says, right back at you with a big dunk of his own.
I think they gave him a little too much room there. I mean, that was all he needed to rise up and punch that one down.
Yeah, he's going to jump at those chances, guys.
Yeah, that's what he does. He is a high flyer.
Walker the pass to Kid Gilchrist. And the rejection by Smith.
They are really getting the work done inside with their rebound.
And not giving up too many second chance opportunities, which is always important, and that's been one of the reasons they have the lead right now.
I'm not sure if any play is going to top that one.
Maybe the only play that could beat it is another alley-oop jam.
Yep.
Even then, it'd be hard to execute it any better than that one.
Jeff Adrian's checked in for Byron Mullins. And the Hawks making a change here as well. Harris is checked in.
They are in attack mode right now. That's 10 straight points, guys, all coming inside the paint.
And Steve, if I'm them, I'd keep going right to the heart of that defense like they have been until they do something about it. If they don't offer resistance, take everything you can get in there.
Second team foul.
And the Hawks with possession here. Nice ball movement here by Atlanta. Smith kicks to Harris. Puts up a 3. Another shot. Brendan Haywood with the rebound. Haywood's got his 7th rebound of the game with that last one.
Second team foul.
Walker against T. Horford with the block.
Yeah, he's struggled with his shot this quarter, and he's got to find a groove somehow.
Well, they're not shooting it as well as they had hoped to this half. I'd really like to see them try to work it around more and find the open man. I mean, that's one way to get going offensively. Make the extra pass and find the open man.
Yeah, not a good idea throwing the ball down the court that far.
1:57 left to play here in the 4th. And Gerald Henderson is going to pick up that foul. That'll be his 2nd foul of the game.
Third team foul.
Now here is Harris. Horford up top. Feeds it to Pachulia. Back to Horford. Smith up top. Shot clock at 5. And out of bounds as the Bobcats gain possession.
Bobcats ball.
And the Bobcats call time here. They're behind by 11. 1:35 left in the fourth quarter. Kid Gilchrist dishes to Walker. The dish now to Haywood. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Devin Harris. That's foul number 2 for him.
Third team foul.
1:27 left in the fourth. Here's Walker. Got it from 16 feet. The Hawks leading by 9. Horford the pass to Harris. He passes it to Smith. Shoots over Haywood. The shot's good from Smith.
Josh Smith.
Smith's got 10 points here in the second half.
Looks to me like they hit the refresh button here in the second half after shooting less than 40% from the field before the break.
Yeah, well, they managed to hold down the fort defensively, and now their offense is finally starting to kick into groove.
He hasn't been quite able to lure the defense into fouling him as much. Hasn't been as effective in drawing fouls here.
Kyle Korver, he's checked in for the Hawks.
Yeah, disappointing trip to the line, even though it was just one miss. Now is not the time to be missing free throws.
T. Here's Horford. Power down with both hands.
Yeah, this one is just about over. It's going to be an easy win for them in the end.
Yep, I think they can just about put this one on cruise control for the last few seconds here.
Atlanta with the ball. It's a 10-point game. Walker against T.
Oh, how about that, basketball fan?
Beautiful.
Wow. And they're closing this game out in style. I mean, I like what they're doing here, competing till the very end.
That's certainly what it looks like. I mean, there's no let-up in them so far.
Shooting for Atlanta. Josh Smith taking 2 shots.
No good on the free throw.
You know, you think about the best dunkers in the game, I think Josh Smith has to come to mind. He did win the dunk contest back in 2005. But when you have that combination of creativity, power, and explosiveness, look out. I mean, this guy's going to be on the highlight reel.
Tyrus Thomas is checked in for Charlotte. And the Hawks will go for a different look here. Anthony Tolliver. He's checked in for Pachulia. Ivan Johnson comes in for Al Horford. Jenkins, he's checked in for Kyle Korver. And Devin Harris is subbed in for Jeff Teague. It's stolen. Smith kicks to Tolliver. Now the feed to Johnson. Johnson right side. No good. And so it's the Hawks taking care of business.